H20.ai. Welcome back. Tell us
Thanks.
about the state of the state and how we're doing out there in regards to this pursuit of this capability across the federal sector.
Well, I think what's interesting, and we're relatively new to the public sector. We've been here about a year.
Yeah.
And so our mission has really been to try to help our agency partners understand, and we've used the term earlier here, the art of the possible. And, what we've been doing is really trying to meet the agency and the organization where they are in their journey, because we're finding there's a huge disparity in terms of maturity and strategy and personnel and really where they are. Mark talked about their infrastructures and so forth. I mean, as many variables as you can imagine, they exist. And when you move across the DoD and the IC and you get into security issues and over into the federal civilian market with just different sizes. And so part of what we have to do is a lot of listening to understand where they are, because if you take them too far, too fast, you don't have success and you don't build confidence. And if you don't build confidence, you don't have trust. And if you don't have trust, you don't get to production, right? And in our world, we're experts in production, where there are billion-dollar analytics problems in the private sector. H2O is more than likely running under the hood there. So helping public sector understand what they can do and do it in a crawl, walk, and run fashion. Jerry talked about nobody wants to spend millions of dollars, right? And while we would all love to get that $1 million first check, it's never like that. You've got to crawl, walk, and run. And so I think there's that aspect. And the other area is that, there is a huge disparity between understanding AI and ML. We're talking about ChatGPT 3 and 4 and large language models. It used to be, if you just talked about Star Wars, you were a nerd, right? We're at a whole new level these days. So helping educate management. There just are not enough data scientists for the public sector. There never will be. And so we have to help educate and get everybody on a page where they can do that without having to feel like they need a PhD before they can get started. And so we're finding that there's a lot of education up and down the chain. You've got to develop trusted relationships. And then I think the last thing is that because a lot of this knowledge lives with the data science community, we're seeing a real tendency to really hang on to tools and tooling as opposed to really look at things from a platform perspective. And I think Gardy and Sanjay both talked a little bit about this platform aspect, which is important because the problem sets that all the organizations are dealing with, and David talked about hundreds of use cases. Well, we're finding that there's still a lot of vertical sort of silos in this space where people are really good in very specific use cases, or maybe it's document classification or it's regression or it's other areas. But sometimes these problem sets need to go across natural language processing, big data processing. They need deep learning. There may be object detection. And so helping teams understand that you can do that within a platform environment. And sometimes you have to pry those tools, those custom scripts and all that stuff that data scientists have been caring for over the years out of their hands to help them understand in order to scale this and to get business adoption, you've got to look at it from a platform perspective. So
sure. And that's